I think this might be the biggest vampire RPG game coming out. Hey friends, today we're going to be taking a closer look at Blood of the Dawnwalker. It's a new dark fantasy RPG that's been turning heads for a few reasons. One of them being that some of the devs behind it previously worked at CD Projekt Red. For any jumping to conclusions, I just want to say that that's not a bad thing. People moving on to new studios and making new studios doesn't mean that there was any drama. Maybe there was. I don't know. In fact, it's kind of the opposite though. It's great. The games industry thrives when talent gets spread out and then can spread their knowledge onto other people and other studios. It brings fresh ideas, new teams, and it helps other studios continue to raise the bar for everyone in the games industry. It keeps innovation alive, and honestly, who has stayed in their same job for forever? Sometimes you just want a new challenge, and that's totally valid. So with that said, we're going to be watching the Blood of the Dawnwalker gameplay reveal. This was posted 1 day ago on their YouTube channel, so let's get watching.
Ever get that feeling that someone is watching you, even if you're like totally alone?
No matter the playstyle you decide on, it's all about immersion.
Yeah, okay, stop here.
We really did our best to create the world which feels real.
One thing I can tell you is you're probably thinking, wow, that really actually just sounds like The Witcher. And that is because the previous person who did The Witcher 3 music is doing composition for Blood of the Dawnwalker. So that is where the similarities are going to come from. Also, shout out to that composer because I have probably built up most of your repertoire of listeners on Spotify.
Hi everyone and welcome to the Blood of Dawnwalker gameplay reveal event. My name is Dominika, I'm the community lead here at Rebel Wolves, and I am joined by a familiar face, a content creator, streamer, YouTuber, and my co-host for today, Lionheart.
Oh, I've heard of him, but I actually don't know. I've never watched anything.
Everybody.
Sorry, Lionheart.
You are joining us here live in the Rebel Wolves studio once again, and this time on the first day of the astronomical summer.
Yeah.
Dominika, you guys really do think about these stream dates, don't you?
Yeah, I think it makes it a bit more fun, you know. We are going to talk about magic today, among other topics. And what's a better occasion than the summer solstice? This is supposed to be the day when our connection to magic is the strongest. And we have all these different rituals and celebrations connected to it, and to the sun and light in general.
That's true. I suppose it fits the theme really well. It adds a little bit more to that mystery. And of course, we want to thank all of you for joining us live today, whether you're watching along in our own stream or with one of the wonderful content creators who decided to co-stream this event. Welcome in, everybody. But perhaps this is the first time that you have seen anything related to the Blood of Dawnwalker.
Thankfully, no. I saw this, like, I've been watching their Twitter for a little bit now. They've been very under the radar. I'm going to be just pausing and talking, so I'm not, I had a complaint that I was talking over the top of everyone. So this is for you. I'm pausing and saying my things now. But I've been watching them for a while, wondering when kind of something big would come out, because I feel like the marketing is very different to what other big game marketing does, but this is a brand new studio. This is their first game. So I think what they're doing is, I don't know where the money's coming from. Obviously someone is funding this, something is funding this. But I'm very happy to see that everything so far looks like it's a success.
So, Dominika, how about we catch them up?
Well.
Of course. The Blood of Dawnwalker is the first chapter of a brand new role-playing saga created by us here at Rebel Wolves.
It's the first of a saga.
Dark fantasy, narrative-driven, epic adventure. You know, and it's full of twists and it's great.
It is going to be quite the game. And if you didn't see the previous stream, perhaps you can check out the YouTube channel as well. The Dawnwalker YouTube channel has all of the information from the previous stream. You will be able to learn more about the world and also like the main concepts of the game as well. But that was last time. Dominika, we know why everybody's here today, right?
Yeah, we do. And we have a lot to show you and a lot to talk about. So why don't we just jump straight into it?
Please,
No. We have to tease them at least a little. Of course, we are going to show you some gameplay, but we've got to pull it back just a tiny bit. Let's give them an overview of what they can expect, right? So first, straight out of the gate, it is that gameplay.
Yes, you'll see 19-20 minutes of gameplay in total. We are going to show you a fragment of a quest, but we will be focusing on the gameplay features and not on the story.
I will edit this
not
down
to
so
spoil
you don't
anything
have to
for
watch
you.
me just stare at the screen
You'll
for 20
see
minutes.
two
unless you
examples
want
of
that.
how we can
me know in the
approach
comments.
that one quest. First, from the day perspective, with Quen as a human, with his sword fighting skills and magic, of course, and then during the night with some vampiric abilities at his disposal.
Looks like you're going to get to see a little bit of everything. And what you're going to see, all of it is taken in-engine, right?
Yes, we recorded it on PC, on a build from last week, actually. We want to show you what the game looks like right now. And yes,
That's really interesting. And I want to say why that's actually really important. As somebody who does social media for the games industry, getting games to a point where the devs are happy for you to see it, they have put in a lot of work for you to get to this point. I really want you to bear that in mind, because I have been on the kind of back end of things of hearing, no, we can't show that yet, because as me as a player, I would think, oh, that looks fine, but the devs will see something and they're like, no, that's not good enough. We're not ready to release that yet. So they're already in a position, especially for the early part of the game, 20 minutes of it, by the sounds of it, that they actually want to show this off, and this is how it looks in game on PC right now. And that's a really interesting choice to make, rather than showing off anything else.
so you'll see some glitches and imperfections, but this is not the final product, of course.
And being clear and upfront, I think that's really important.
We'll be entering the beta stage of development soon, so you can. We have a lot of polishing still to do, including next iterations of animations, lighting, visuals in general, and optimization, of course.
Of course, but I think it's really refreshing that we're going to get to see where the game really is right now, rather than where maybe it might be if we weren't using the engine.
Yeah.
I think it's really good and deserves some props for that. I think that's really, really cool. But of course, we are not just going to give you gameplay and send you off into the night. That would be crazy. We have some very, very talented devs here at Rebel Wolves, and what we're going to do is we're going to get some insight from them. They're going to dive deeper into all of this content, all of the footage you're going to see. They're going to talk more about the magic system, traversal, and of course, the combat as well.
They're working on
but there is more. It would not be a Rebel Wolf stream without an extra special performance, right?
It will be super special. I cannot wait for you guys to see it, but that's not all.
True, it just keeps coming.
Yeah.
In the last couple of weeks, we've been hosting a Q&A over in the Discord for the Blood of Dawnwalker, and Dominika and I are going to do our very best to answer as many of those questions as we can throughout the course of the stream.
Yeah.
We will also have some people checking in on the live chat.
That is quite a static set to just be stood at with your lines and everything, but they're doing great. I like the background.
So do get some questions there. You never know. They might just make it through to us.
Yeah. Okay, so without further ado, let's see some gameplay of the Blood of Dawnwalker. And for those of you wondering, yes, it will be available in 4K on YouTube right afterwards.
Take it away.
Rebel Wolves. My cat has come in to also watch. Following video presents actual gameplay footage from work in progress pre-beta version of the game. The Blood of Dawnwalker is still in development, and everything you're about to see subject to change. This gameplay was recorded on PC. Sun and Moon.
Hello, my name is...
Can someone decipher what's on the badge, please? What does it say? Is that an actual language? Can somebody let me know in the comments?
Daniel Sadowski, and I'm the design director at Rebel Wolves. I would like to welcome you to the Blood of Dawnwalker summer gameplay video.
It's so pretty.
Our game is a story-driven, open-world dark fantasy RPG.
Immediate thoughts. I like the Skyrim top bar where we can see directions, compass. I like that we can see what time it is in the right-hand side. We get noon and we can see how far we are through the day. And I like that the UI, it's all like nice and neatly on the right. It's not too over cumbersome with gumph. And I like on the left-hand side, we've also got our, I'm guessing it's mana bars, health bars, etc. I can definitely see the kind of Witcher inspiration here from anyone who was previously working on those games.
Set in medieval Europe. The game is currently in pre-beta stage, and what we are going to show you is just a part of one of the mid-game quests.
Okay, this is mid-game
It's a really
quest,
cool
sorry.
story involving legendary swords and a haunted almshouse, but today we'll focus on showcasing our gameplay systems. We're starting on the outskirts of Svatro, the game's largest city and the capital of Vale Sangora. From here, we could head anywhere the eye can see, explore ancient ruins, or sabotage vampire blood
You can
transports.
definitely tell where the lighting is going to
But
improve.
it's not just about where or
Just the
when
far
you
off
go.
stuff.
It's also about how you approach the main quest and shape the story, making each playthrough uniquely your own.
The castle looks cool.
For now, we're following the road. Cohen is on his way to the city's cathedral, chasing leads about a powerful weapon said to be hidden in its crypts.
Where we walk
But
in.
first, we'll have to deal with some bandits who camped out by the main road.
Oh no!
Traveling through Vale Sangora is never boring. The world is dense with quests, random encounters, and locations steep in lore.
I enjoy
This
that.
will be a great opportunity to show you our combat system. Our goal was to make the player feel like a real swordmaster who closely observes his enemies. We'll begin this fight by using acrid dust to stun one of the enemies.
Nice, okay.
Now, when you attack, you choose one of 4 directions: up, down, left, or right, in order to hit the opponent.
I do fear that I want to do a comparison on what they've kind of been inspired by. I don't want to talk about The Witcher 3 so much, but you can't not, as such an iconic RPG game,
Where he's unable to parry. And similarly, when defending, you have to take note of the enemy's intent
do you hit
and the
more than
direction
one
of
enemy
the attack.
at a time?
On the left side of the screen, just above Cohen's health, you have activation charges that will be filled in with each successful attack, block, and parry. Once they are full, you can use one of the active abilities which allow you to take a more tactical approach to fighting.
Ooh, nice.
We started
Like
the
that.
fight by throwing some acrid dust. And
Okay.
now let's cast Burning Blood. It's a hex which
Ooh,
boils the
that's
enemy's
fun.
blood and burns their skin, dealing physical damage over time.
Yeah, I like
Alright, time to
skills.
finish this fight. Let's use the final activation charge to cast the artery attack, which actually decapitated the
The
last
head.
opponent. Our hero quickly dispatched the bandits, so let's loot a few items they've left behind and open the inventory.
I didn't get my question answered about if you can hit more than
First
one
of
enemy at
all,
once.
let's replenish
That's
our
fine.
health by eating something. And then take a closer look at this cool-looking weapon we just
So
picked
it
up.
looks fine. Generic character at the moment.
It has better stats than our current weapon, so let's
It's got an
equip
eyebrow
it
slit, so that
right
makes him
now.
Cool.
We've also leveled up, so
Assuming because this is an RPG, there will be no character creation, so bear that in mind.
let's use this opportunity to spend the newly acquired skill point
Ooh,
in one of
share
Cohen's
perks,
skill
human
trees.
perks.
The
Like
skills
Gilly
in the
perks, I'm
Blood of
guessing that's
Dawnwalker are
vampiric.
divided into 3 trees. One for human,
let me know.
one for vampire, and one shared between the two. We also have an active abilities panel. We can use it to unlock additional abilities to use during combat.
That's quite easy to follow.
Note that during the day, the health bar is not
Simple skill
regenerating.
tree.
You need to find consumables like the one we've just eaten. The hexes we've just used also consume some of Cohen's health. Be aware of that. The way our magic system works, there's always a price to pay for manipulating reality.
I
but
like that.
we
That
can
is
make it
pretty
sting a bit less.
accurate, actually,
Let's level up the frugal
other
witchcraft
kind of
skill.
magic
So next time
uses
we'll cast a hex,
in the
it'll
world-
consume
world.
fewer of Cohen's health
In
points.
fantasy worlds.
Now that we've wrapped up the encounter with the bandits, we can be on our way to get inside the city. Right now, Cohen hasn't done enough to ruffle the vampire lord's feathers, so the guards will just wave us through.
Oh,
But the
dear.
more damage you cause, the more suspicious and aggressive they'll become. So when you play the game yourself, you'll have to decide whether you want to challenge the vampires openly, or lay low until you're ready to strike and surprise them.
Interesting. Okay.
It's even bigger than I remembered.
And it's grander than before. They're putting in
Ooh,
new
I don't
stained
like that
glass.
symbol.
But
That
Knyaz
was-
doesn't
that's
deny
gross.
the old fetish.
Out of my face.
This is the rich district of the city, Silberkreis. There's also Altenmarkt, Neustadt, and the Middens. Each of the boroughs has its own feel and character.
Get your stinking ass out of
The
here.
rich bit has instantly you walk in and it's got some delinquents.
I got tired.
Oh, maybe not delinquent.
I sat down and
Bullies.
started begging.
Looming high over the city is Brancis's castle, Greifberg. He took it over when he slaughtered the human ruler of the valley, Skender, as shown in the trailer we shared with you earlier in January this year. In order to complete the main quest and save your family, you'll have to storm the castle, alone or with help of friendly NPCs. We
Ooh, you
could
can get
do
allies?
it right now if we wanted, but it would be super challenging.
No more drink for you, my friend. Go home.
Oh, let me. I just want to. Oh, let me in.
He's
You made
barred.
a mess, and it's not
No
that
pub for
kind
you.
of inn.
Let's check the map. The cathedral
Yeah, let's
is
have a look
really
at the map.
close. There's plenty of other places to see and things to do here. A couple of inns, a medic, a blacksmith, an armorer, and other merchants.
I mean, I like it because it's simple and easy to follow.
You can see that not only the vampires came out of the shadows. This
Ooh.
creature on the right is called an Uriash. Look around, especially at night, and you'll learn humans have lots to fear, not just
Uriash.
the vampires.
Where does that come from? I'm gonna have to Google that and see if it's like specific to European folklore.
And
or
here we can see guards pounding on some poor guy's doors.
Lass, what is it about? You've been disrespecting Yaz, singing songs that mocked him and the faith. Who told you this nonsense? Was it Livia?
It's just one of many different community scenes we're implementing in the game. Watch them closely when you play, as they might point you to new quests and hidden treasures, or signal changes in the game's world.
Once again, I humbly beg of
NPCs
thee.
are very important. It brings the world to life.
Ouch.
I don't want to say it more. It's a
You can
prayer.
bump into them.
It's what we have to say. Go on.
I humbly beg of
The
thee.
buildings look cool. I really enjoy that. Some, in my
Okay,
city where I live.
we are at the
That
cathedral
looks like
gates.
the
Again,
cathedral in Cologne.
since Cohen isn't yet wanted by the
100%.
vampire regime, and it's daytime, we can simply walk
Looks like this
inside.
cathedral. I'll put it on the screen. Whoa! Look at that. Gorgeous.
The baptism of a newborn is a solemn moment, doubly so.
Is this Christianity or
A new life joins our flock,
Catholic?
bringing happiness to its parents and to the congregation. Natus ex sanguine est, alitur sanguine, et in sanguine morietur. Ego te baptizo in nomine Dei. Amen.
He's young. Oh, and he's got the heterochromia eyes. So young though. Looks like he's like 25. 27 at most. Stop, you violated the law.
Don't I know you from somewhere, young man? Laslia, maybe.
Oh, nice. Time to decide.
I'm sorry, but you must be mistaken.
Am I? Perhaps.
I need to Google who is voicing this. I don't recognize any of them.
Perhaps. My memory isn't what it used to be. Come with me. I'll take your confession.
They are Catholics then.
Thank you, but I have no need for confession.
Ah.
He
So
seems to think
you
you do.
deem your conscience clear?
I wouldn't go that far. But I'm sure you're a busy man, Father. So while I appreciate the offer, I feel that my soul shouldn't be your priority.
I won't press the matter. You are quite correct. I have many other duties to attend to. But please remember that in order to be saved, we all need to repent. Myself included. I hope we can speak again soon. Good day to you, Cohen.
Cohen? He's such a young guy. I went to put my hand on
What
my
we
mouse
saw
then,
right
as if I
here
could
was
play.
just one of many cutscenes we recorded for the game, which smoothly transitioned into a dialogue scene.
I love
we
the
use
windows.
cutscenes to highlight key scenes or showcase interesting bits of lore.
Gorgeous
Like this
lighting with the
blood
windows and all the
baptism.
candles. I love the
Creepy,
setting.
isn't it? The core feature of
There's
the
a lot of
Blood of
wax. There's no one
Dawnwalker is the
cleaning those.
dual gameplay loop. Remember, Cohen may be a human during the day, but he turns into a vampire at night and has a different set of skills at his disposal.
I'm assuming
And this is just one variable that affects our
that he
quests.
has
Depending on when you tackle a particular quest,
he has no light affliction. So like in shows like The Vampire Diaries and like Twilight, something happens when you're in the light. So it's more like a werewolfism where like he's turning into a vampire at night. Or like mermaids in H2O. Cleo, no, the condensation. She can't touch water, otherwise she'll be a mermaid.
what choices you've made earlier, whom you befriended, or whom you've angered, your gameplay and story experience will be very, very different.
What happens?
So each quest is
You
a
not-
complex structure with multiple possible paths leading to the end goal.
Okay.
We maximize players' freedom and agency, offering you a narrative sandbox to play in. I wonder what secrets may be concealed up there, just beyond Cohen's reach. And how do we get there? It's impossible to do during the day, but come night, it's an entirely different story.
Are we a
Let
bat?
us explain
Maybe a
what
bat.
we mean by taking our current quest as an example. During the day, we got inside the cathedral without any problems, since what's more, there are still a few clues to be found in order to solve this story.
Ooh, look at that.
It's
like
worth
a blood
mentioning
moon.
that narrative sandbox also means that we may completely abandon this quest and follow a different path to defeat Brensis. For today, we're focusing on the gameplay part, so let's see how we could tackle this particular quest during the night. We're starting right after dusk, as a vampire, on the rooftops of Svatro. Right now, we have 22 days left to complete this goal. This counter is always displayed and you'll be warned each time it's pushed
I know for a fact that, yes, they're playing it on PC. They're definitely doing it with a gamepad because it's so smooth and there's no way they're not doing that. Fun thought there.
forward. So you have to be aware of the time, and it's more of a resource you'll be spending than a racing clock. As a vampire, you'll see and experience the world from a different perspective. You can travel quickly and easily access places beyond the reach of regular humans. Let us show you what we mean. This is Shadow Step, a unique vampiric ability, allowing Cohen to jump to almost any place within his reach. Now, let's take a good look around using the focus mode. This ability highlights objects of interest and loot. And
Yeah.
there is something right here.
That's in a lot of games. That's pretty helpful.
This time,
like it a
it's
lot.
just some items to grab, but on other occasions, who knows?
Use tab in
You
Baldur's Gate 3 a
might
lot.
come across a hidden quest. Looks like our health is quite low. This is because, as a vampire, your health bar also represents your hunger level, and you start each night thirsting for blood. Remember, you have to quench this appetite in order to make full use of your vampire abilities, and rein in your monstrous nature around NPCs. Otherwise, you may end up draining someone important, which may lead to unpredictable consequences. We'd better feed then. Maybe on someone who is standing all alone. Like this drunkard.
Ooh. So you can feed on anyone then. That's cool.
Let's grab him and use Voracious Bite ability. Unless you lose control due to hunger, you get to decide how much blood to drink. You can drain just a bit
That
and
was
knock your
quite
victim
dramatic
unconscious, or go all the way and kill them. And if you're adamant you don't want to hurt innocent humans, you can drink from animals and some other creatures.
Does that make you a vegan if you're a vampire? You only drink from animals? I wasn't expecting him to look so scary, actually. Like, scary. I was expecting him to lean more towards the hot vampire, because I fear that that's what I was expecting because of Astaria from Baldur's Gate 3 is in my head. I wasn't expecting an actual creature of the night.
Finally, we are at the cathedral, but it seems to be closed for the night, and the entrance gate is well guarded. Let's find another way in.
We can go up top, right? Scary vampire is cool.
Shadow Step is not the only vampiric ability you're gonna learn during your playthrough. Cohen can also use plane shift to scale walls and even ceilings.
Oh, this is what we saw before. He can just walk vertically.
This will allow us to explore every nook and cranny of the cathedral.
Pretty cool. Different way of traveling.
Blood to blood.
Ooh, on the back is cute.
Better be quiet.
Was that his claws?
Is that voyeur
That would be
Xanthi?
awful.
What the hell is she doing here? What is she doing? Is that a ritual for the blood gods?
Various things are happening.
They're covering up the old paintings. Why? One of the workers must have left it. Seems that the cathedral complex is quite big.
Ooh,
A main building, cloisters, inner courtyard.
Does that open up
The
on
entrance to
that
the crypt could be anywhere.
if we take it?
Won't get anything done just standing around. Still,
This was a scene investigation, a mechanic we used to zoom in on and showcase key clues. This time we had a chance to learn more about the vampire's plans. Looks like they're keen to cover up the old frescoes, so that's something we could take a look at. This way we could learn more about the cathedral's past.
Definitely sounds like a blood ritual or something.
Looks
is going
like we
on.
aren't alone here. Underneath
Well, yeah,
us,
we know
there's a
that.
group of blood guards. Soldiers hooked up on vampire blood, which makes them stronger. And one of Brances's vampire allies. It's Xanthi, the oldest vampire in Vale Sangora, and quite a powerful lady. Let's descend and check what's going on.
So wait, the guards drink vampire blood to make them stronger, and she is a vampire, one of the oldest. Okay.
Don't think I don't see you
Oh,
skulking
she is
in the
horrifying.
shadows. Come out!
Yeah, she's pretty scary. Like it. Oh, see,
You're
look at the
interfering
claws.
with my task.
Why
Who
not
are
get some money,
you?
Petty?
it doesn't matter.
Very well. I don't have time for interruptions. Let us dispose of him. Quickly!
Oh, he's showing off some vampiric power.
You've withstood it.
He floats.
Cohen is using his claws to attack when in vampire form. Blood guards are dual-wielding opponents. Their attack
I can't not hear the Witcher soundtrack because the composer is using really similar instruments in a similar way. And it's just because of how ingrained those instruments are in my brain. It's nothing bad reflected on the composer. That is their style. And it's just such that type to me. I can't get it out. I'm so sorry.
attacks are pretty strong. Of course, even when fighting with claws, combat is still directional.
Ooh,
Don't worry,
his claws
Cohen
get
can
longer
still
when
use
he's
his sword
fighting.
as a vampire.
You can't live alone.
Only after defeating all three of the blood guards, Xanthi deems Cohen worthy of a challenge, and she descends
God.
to face him.
Got 360.
She uses her blood control powers to cast a multitude of attacks, like her blood whips that hit Cohen from left and right.
Okay.
Xanthi is protected
Blood
by a
control,
powerful
cool.
vampire ability. Once her stamina runs out, Cohen will have an opportunity to strike and deal some damage. But be careful, cause Xanthi is quick to counterattack and she will also try to restore her blood. Meanwhile, look at the indicator just below her health and stamina. It's a timer for the boiling blood skill that you've seen in the CGI trailer. So, if we don't hurry, the timer goes down to 0 and Cohen will eventually explode. And we're dead. Remember, we were only mid-game here, and Xanthi is one of the game's most punishing enemies. Defeating her right here and right now is very much possible, but it would be hellishly difficult. A fun challenge for hardcore players.
Not me. Hello, it's Editing Billy here. Just to say that there is over an hour's worth of footage and I didn't want to make you sit through all of that. My reactions are mostly just watching stuff and going, oh, question, wonder. So I've cut all of that out. If you want to see all of the Q&A and all of the developers talking about the magic, etc. combat in the game, then you can obviously go and watch the full video that they posted, as mine is just a reaction video and I don't want to feel like I'm just taking all of the content. So it was really cool, by the way, really amazing. I loved all of the budget that was clearly behind it because it paid off. The devs were excellent. I really enjoyed listening to them. I really enjoyed hearing some of the questions that people have had from the Discord, and I also really enjoyed the really cool kind of like film-esque thing that they made for it as well. Go and have a look at the original to see what I mean. Thank you, and I'll let the other Billy take back over. So what do we think so far? There is a lot of elements that I can see are Witcher inspired, if not just literally kind of look like Witcher. Sorry, I can't help it. I can't help myself. But again, I repeat what I said at the beginning. It's good that people move on to different studios and bring their thoughts and brilliant knowledge to others and also creating new things. I think it's important for the games industry. This game looks really interesting. I think this might be the biggest vampire RPG game coming out. I know that Bloodlines is also releasing this year. I do not think it's going to do as well as this. From the sheer passion and, again, the amount of budget that I think these guys have and are putting into it, they're very professional. They're acting their part, if that makes sense. You know, like how some people will tell you that you fake it until you make it. These guys are a brand new studio. They've come in obviously with a lot of great heads together from different studios previously. They know what they're doing. They know the standard that they have wanted to set, and they have set it. They haven't started from like little tiny studio and built their way up. They have kind of gone, right, we're up here, guys. We're meeting you at the same point as everyone else. They have really put themselves on the map with this, and I don't think enough people have heard of the fact that this game is coming out, and I'm really curious to hear what you're interested about. I'm going to go and dive into their Discord and see any more questions answered. I want to see your questions about the game as well in the comment section of this video, because I'm so curious what your thought lines are on this, whether you're interested in playing, what kind of things you would want to see from a game like this. How do you think this is going to compare? Thank you very, very much for watching. If you would like to see more, not only reaction videos, but also more in-depth videos of me playing early release games and also having opinions on other pieces, then make sure to subscribe, like this video, drop a comment, and I will see you all next time. Oh, by the way, I had a comment. Some of you are asking me to play through The Witcher 3. I'm doing that soon for you guys on YouTube. Goodbye.